Welcome back. We're continuing the news. To a TVJ News follow-up now. Remember that little boy who survived a vicious dog attack in St. Anne earlier this year? Well, his recovery has been great, but all is still not well. Shamala Pullen has the details.
The scars on 5-year-old Mikhail Allen serve as a constant reminder of that fateful day in November last year when he was attacked by a pack of dogs. For his loved ones, his recovery is nothing short of a miracle. So severe were his wounds, the 5-year-old had to undergo emergency surgery overseas. It has been a little over 4 months, and his mother says he's been progressing well.
We came back the 5th of January, and he's supposed to go to Bustamante Children's Hospital there, and like every month for a checkup. But he went like 3 months already. So when under his last visit, he got 3 months instead because he's coming on so fine, nothing to worry about, nothing like to be alarmed. He's just fine. So God is good.
But here's the problem.
When I saw Mikhail's face there, where right over his eye, when I asked the surgeon, he's saying that he took the tissues from there to cover the head. But the concern I have, the hair is growing there. And I asked him, can I cut it? He said no. But I'm so concerned about it. He said like I'm not supposed to trim him either. I want to, you understand, make him have a facelift, but if I can't, I just can't.
Shireen Greenlee says her son is also longing for an heir.
The surgeon said he's going to take a rib from the side to make his ear. But now he is so concerned because he's asking, Mommy, can I have one of your ears? So I'm saying to myself, that being a bother to him. First I was saying, well, he's not concerned about it. But now I'm complaining because he need an ear. He's saying he need one of my ears. So I don't know if it is getting to him now or whatever.
She's worried that her son's physical features could be affecting him psychologically, pointing to aggression and lack of interest in schoolwork as some of the signs.
School right now, first before the incident happened, Mikhail could spell his name. Mikhail used to know where he lived. Mikhail come and spell the name M, and he stands staring in your face just that. You know, now it's online schooling, and if you say, Mikhail, come and do your work, not Mikhail.
Her hope is for her son to be normal again.
Or even not as normal as he was, but even 95% of how he was. And as I said before, if there's anyone who can help him in terms of behavioral problems, I will be grateful.
Shamala Pullen, TVJ News.
To other news now, senior lecturer in civil engineering at the University of the West Indies, Mona, Dr. Carlton Hay, is pushing for more public education about proper building elements to protect lives and property in an adverse weather. This as forecasters warn of an active 2021 hurricane season.
Torrential rainfall last year left a trail of destruction, including a massive breakaway on a section of the Gardentown Road in East Rural St. Andrew and a tragic landslide in Shooters Hill, Bull Bay, St. Andrew. Senior lecturer in the Civil Engineering Department at the University of the West Indies, Mona, Dr. Carlton Hay, says communities in hilly areas are prone to land slippage because of the types of soil. In Shooters Hill, for instance, where people have begun to rebuild, Dr. Hay, who is also a soil expert, added that the infrastructure may not be ideal.
The primary thing is the soil type, what's the level of the water table, and how sustained the rainfall. If you're going to be building near a slope, you have to understand what type of rock. And most people who have lived in communities for a long time. See, one of the problems we have is that we are running out of suitable lands to construct. And people are going around and building and whatever is available, what they can capture.
Shooters Hill resident Rosemary Leachman, who lives mere meters away from where the landslide claimed the lives of her brother and niece, has no immediate plans to relocate.
I only need a wall. If I could get a wall, behind and try to fix that black house, get a black house. I think I will be more safer on my side.
Before we start thinking about retention and walls and that kind of thing, the first thing is about drainage. And you would be amazed the simple drainage of allowing water, storm water from falling off your rooftop and allowing it to drain away from the structure, how important that is. Because if you allow it to fall there and accumulate, it's gonna saturate the area around your structure, and if that area is susceptible to land slippage, then it's gonna occur.
And according to the expert, soak-away pits in these areas are a bad idea.
You don't want to be put in a soak-away pit because you're saturating the area with moisture. And again, what I said about saturation, it's going to deteriorate the strength of the material around. And especially on a hillside that is above hers, that you can expect that this thing can have a possibility of slipping down to her level.
Dr. Hayes says in order to protect lives and properties in adverse weather episodes, public education is needed about proper building elements.
In the meantime, we just have to be a little bit more proactive. For example, the land slippage you had up in Garden Town, it really could have been prevented. I mean, we know the susceptibility of the material there. We can model these environments. We can model them in programs and saturate the area and see what is the effect of this saturation and see, will this fail? We can do that, but I mean, do we have the agency's interest in doing those kind of things, this preventative investigation? Because we have the tool, we have the university there, we can utilize if you do.
Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
And for the latest on the economy, here's Cody and Barrett with the Business Minute.
More milk on the market. New milk producer Tradewind Citrus entered into the milk market to help the Jamaica Dairy Development Board achieve its growth target for local milk production of 15 million litres by December. Tradewind's contributions to the market includes True Moo and True Milk. The company is expected to milk some 250 cows this year, which should provide around 60,000 litres of milk per month, with an annual 720,000 litres projected for this year. MPC Caribbean Clean Energy is doubling its capacity at its solar plant in Dominican Republic. The Monte Plata solar plant will grow its capacity from 34 megawatts to 74 megawatts by 2022. United Renewable Energy Company purchased the plant and said it will not only create electricity revenue of $7.4 million per year, but also cut greenhouse gas emissions for more than 35,000 tons of carbon dioxide per year. Access Financial Services has recorded a net loss of $336 million for the year ended March 2021. The results reflect the direct impact of COVID-19 over the past 12 months, which resulted in a decline in disbursements year over year, in line with the reduction in global economic activity. Its operating cost also declined by $281 million from the strategies implemented. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Cody Ann Barrett.
The Business Minute, brought to you by...
And we now head to a quick break. When we come back, Renardo Brown will have our midday sports report, so don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. It's now time for your midday sports. I'm Renardo Brown. Now, the Reggae Girls went down 4-0 to world champions, the United States, in a friendly international in Houston, Texas on Sunday. Carly Lloyd gave the Americans the lead inside the opening 24 seconds. Lindsay Horan then made it 2-0 in the 7th minute from the penalty spot. Midge Purse made it 3-0 in the 22nd minute before Alex Morgan wrapped up the victory in second half stoppage time. Now, on Thursday, the Reggae Girls clipped Nigeria by 1-0. Host Brazil began the defense of their Copa America title with a comfortable win over COVID-affected Venezuela in the tournament's opening match on Sunday. Talisman Neymar scored one and assisted another, adding a second for Chiche's side with a second-half penalty before setting up Gabriel Barbosa late on. Paris Saint-Germain defender Marquinhos bundled in a 23rd minute opener after Venezuela failed to clear a corner. 14-time winners Argentina will face 2-time winners Chile in match 3 at 4 o'clock Jamaica time. And 3-time champion Spain will open their account in the European Championships as they face Sweden in Sevilla this afternoon. The Group E encounter will kick off at 2 o'clock. Spain's preparation has been severely affected by positive COVID tests, vaccination wranglings, and the creation of a parallel training bubble. Spain's triumphs came in 1964, 2008, and then again in 2012. In the early kickoff, the Czech Republic blanked Scotland 2-0, while at sports time, Slovakia and Poland, they were locked at 1-1. The Phoenix Suns reached the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 11 years with a 125-118 win over the Denver Nuggets, sweeping their best-of-7 series 4-0. Chris Paul top-scored for the Suns with 37 points, while teammate Devin Booker added 34 points and 11 rebounds. Elsewhere on Sunday night, the Milwaukee Bucks leveled their Eastern Conference semifinal series against the Brooklyn Nets at 2-2 with a 107-96 win. Giannis Antetokounmpo made 34 points and 12 rebounds for the Bucks, matching his playoff high score. In cricket, Wade began his Wimbledon preparation. And that's it for your midday sports report. Giovanni, it's back to you.
Thank you so much, Renardo. Well, hopefully the West Indies can capitalize on this perceived discontent in the Australian camp. Do you think we can?
Well, first they have to get rid of South Africa. And we also
and that doesn't look good at all, at all. An innings defeat, how embarrassing was that?
Massive. And you remember, we lost by an innings in both the test matches in New Zealand as well. So it's not good. Not looking good for the West Indies.
Well, what's looking good is that we'll have more news at 7. That's the midday news. I'm Giovanni Dennis, and do join us again at 7 o'clock for primetime news. On behalf of the news, the sports, and the production teams,